is the disconnect. Starting to feel really, really gross. Want to push everyone away. Stress levels high, cold chills, stomach pain. Panicky nightmares, not crying. I'm so angry.
My mask has two sides, and I kind of see it as like one of them is like the mask that I want people to see, and one of them's one that like don't really want people to see, but like people see sometimes. On the gold side, I've got three eyes, and I kind of put that for, there's this thing in DBT where it's like they've got emotion mind, reasonable mind, and wise mind. So I put that on the gold side because I thought that that's kind of like a sign of healing, and kind of like I want people to like see like everything's okay. I covered the mouth, like I'm more selective about what I say, like more strategic almost. So it's like I thought that that was kind of a cool thing to add. The mouth, I have like a black mouth, and there's lots of like plastic to kind of represent glass, just because I find when I have this mask on, I'm not the nicest person, and I say things that are not really nice at all, and it's kind of like hurtful, I feel. So, and the red eyes kind of just go with being alien and kind of like more negative and like almost like evil. And the dice are from specifically from a Thomas Hardy poem that's all called Hap. Basically the whole poem is just like I wish that there was a God who was purposely doing really, really horrible things to me, versus there just being like this dice that just doesn't really care about what happens to you. So, and I feel like that kind of goes with just like, I find when I have this mask on, I'm really I pity myself and go like, how could the world be so hard, and like how could it be so evil, when it like really, you make your own choices in the end and stuff.
To me, my mask means everything that people have kind of said to me, what I feel like I kind of hold like onto my skin, I guess, or in my head. And then there's a crack at the top of the mask that kind of represents, I think, that mask is starting to break, that I am no longer able to hold on to those words anymore.
I guess my mask kind of means a lot of things, because I feel like my mask still shows a lot of my symptoms of my depression and anxiety. There's a flip side though to it, so like this side, it doesn't come through as much, yay. And this way, it's just like, it's always there. It's just there. Yeah.
I keep a lot of secrets, and I'm not completely honest. And I find like, specifically almost like 3 or 2 weeks ago, I had an incident happen where the gold mask was just like destroyed, and I just became the green mask. And so, and that was kind of scary, because it's like I really want to be the gold mask at all times, and that's like what I want people to see. And then like, but at the same time, like I kind of, when I feel like I've become the green mask, I just let myself be the green mask, and I kind of take that role of like, well, if I'm a bad person, then I guess I'll just be a bad person. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it really has affected my social interactions. Just like, I had a friend and I told them something, and then the next day I called them and they didn't pick up, and then they called me back and they were really freaked out. And so, and I don't like that, like, why can't I just give you a phone call? But like so that I don't really like, because I don't like the idea of people being freaked out and scared.
I find it a lot harder to make friends. I find it hard to go to social gatherings, especially if there's a lot of people there, or if I don't know people. Sometimes it's hard to hang out with friends just because of my anxiety. So I've lost a few friends just because I haven't been able to hang out with them anymore.
Pretty bad. I guess it was when I was in high school that my mental illness really took its toll. And I probably looked a lot like this during the beginning, but I didn't know quite how to hide my mental illness from anybody. So I lost a lot of friends. I lost relationships just because I didn't know how to control what I said or my outbursts of stress or crying or whatever, and kind of weirded people out or threw people off. So, yeah. In the moment of pain, there's no ending. It's fully consuming. There's no after the pain goes away. There's no talk about when it gets better. All I know is how my chest aches, how wet my eyes are, and how tired my shoulders feel, and how it feels like I'm choking and it's making it hard to breathe. Pain is not easily forgotten, but just like a broken bone, it eases. I either become numb to it or I minimize it.
Specifically, I got really ill in my first year of university. And before that, I was in high school and I did the IB program. So I was just really smart. I really liked being looked at as the person who had everything together. So I just don't like being vulnerable at all. And even if I know like it makes you more approachable when you're vulnerable, but I don't like feeling vulnerable. So specifically in the past few months, like when like people I've been close to, it's been really stressful because I kind of had to talk to my best friend about stuff that was going on, and now I just find it's really hard to talk to him and stuff. So I don't really, yeah, because it's like, I don't know. It's just tough, I guess. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I was hospitalized, I think it was kind of a wake-up call for a lot of my friends. And none of them had ever really had a friend who was hospitalized for mental illness before, so some of them didn't want to come visit me at the hospital. Others were okay with that. It was a bit of an adjustment, but they were really there for me, and the ones that I'm still friends with really, helped me get through that time.
Well, the joys of my mental illness and me is that I impulse move, so I didn't really stay in one place during my really bad mental illness, so I never really cared what other people thought. And then when I moved here, I just didn't talk to people. It took me a long time to come out and be okay with myself.
When I'm alone, I'm a slob. I'm surprised my roommates haven't said anything yet. but like in public, I find I just try to blend in. I don't really want anyone to say anything, but I don't really blend in because I'm not good at that. Like when I'm in public, you wouldn't be able to tell that there's anything wrong. When I'm alone, though, like once people aren't looking at you and stuff like that, you can kind of just be a little bit more sulky.
I find that I kind of put on this perfectionist facade, like everything is going really well, and that like I've got everything handled, and when I really don't. People kind of look and they're like, wow, like she's doing this and doing that, and I keep myself busy, but that doesn't represent how I am when I'm alone. So
In public, I plug in my music and just bop along to that and don't really pay attention to anybody or anything that's going on. Just point A to point B to point C to point D, back home to my point A.
And when you're alone?
When I'm alone, it's just like all there, all on the forefront, and I do a lot of things to distract myself, but like in the back of my mind, it's still, still wearing it. What do you think of me now?
Probably just my brother. I like it when people aren't so freaked out right away, because that freaks me out when people freak out. So I need people not to freak out, but when I do take my mask off around other people that like my friends, and they get freaked out, I guess it's kind of a good wake-up call. It's been really recently that I've let other people see me without my mask. Mostly people who have mental illness are allowed to see me without my mask because I know they won't freak out, so yeah.
My really close friends, my family, for the most part, kind of see all of it. And yeah.
Close friends are allowed to see me, and not really my family. Yeah, just people who are really, really close to me are allowed to see me, and I'm still really uncomfortable with that, but meh. I hide behind a mask made up by society. I viewed myself by how others saw me, as different and weird instead of unique, as damaged and weak instead of hurt and a fighter. I portrayed myself as shallow, cold, and distant instead of strong and scared with walls built up around me. My mask displayed shyness, but behind it I was just too nervous to speak my mind. My mask lets people see me how they wanted to. I wasn't depressed, I was lazy. I wasn't in need of help, I was manipulating. I wasn't having a panic attack, disassociating, and I didn't have a reason to be angry. I was just being crazy. My mask was my stigma. It was the face others saw, or the face I thought others saw. But underneath the mask, I am raw. I'm open, I'm broken, and healed and wounded and scared. I'm complete and simple. I'm lively, artistic, and worried. And sometimes I am just really sad. Under my mask, I'm human. Maybe it's time to embrace me. We burned away the idea that our mental illness is weird,
ugly,
Impulsive.
scary,
Lazy.
The end for me.
black and white,
Annoying.
gross,
unlovable,
High maintenance.
evil,
Selfish. A representation of who I am.
untreatable,
Difficult.
a character flaw,
Hurtful.
Crazy.